Hello everyone, welcome in the stream. 1 second. Alright, we're live.
Oh. I got him level 15 at least with 300,000 blood points.
Yeah, he was playing Dead by Daylight until like literally a minute ago.
Yeah, do you want to tell him the 5-minute match I had? Because like, oh, and I want to do one more match, and it was 5 minutes as Ghostface because these people were just fucking huddled together at one generator, and I happened to see them, and they just kept fucking trying to get each other down, and I'm just fucking. God, it was stupid. It's the last day for double blood points on Dead by Daylight, so I wanted to get that because it ends in 15 hours. And I wanted to get Ash. He's the only character that's second prestige. At least you get a 3 perk. He's gonna have all 4 perks, which now he does. But I have no fucking good ones because I'm trying to get my fucking premonition back.
I'm doing social media things.
You know what?
Said I'm doing social media things.
Oh.
Because I didn't do it before now.
And the celebration of the 3-year anniversary ends July 2nd. Okay. I don't know, Ghostface, I mean, interesting. Ghostface, he's hard to control, but if you play as Michael Myers on the game, you're good, because he's similar to the whole using his Night Shroud is similar to Michael's stalking. Anyway, let me shut this off. Let me go to Twitch. Let me mute my TV. And go to motherfucking Twitch. We can get this shit started. What the fuck is this? Are you fucking kidding me? Netflix isn't installed. It's outrageous. How am I supposed to watch?
Why isn't Netflix installed?
Some of my shit hasn't really installed. I don't know what the fuck it is. Like, literally, what was it the other night? When I downloaded Ghostface, it literally put a Call of Duty Advanced Warfare DLC, just said it downloaded. And I'm like, what the fuck?
What?
And I thought it was for Black Ops 4. I was like, Black Ops 4 and another DLC? What the fuck? I was like, oh. I guess like some of the DLC hasn't downloaded properly. I don't fucking know.
That's weird.
I don't know. It's certain apps just haven't. I mean, it's Netflix, and I usually watch Netflix on my phone, so that didn't take long. Clear that shit. Go to Twitch. Yeah, no. I mean, I have to put everything. Like when I was watching a pay-per-view on WWE Network, I forgot to. I was like, shit. I should see if my information's on there, and it wasn't. I was like, thank God I waited till during the pre-show, which I don't care about watching, to do this.
Nice.
Alright, I am putting on. Okay, we are good. My chat is opened. I can see you. I see the stars. I see the little tiny 8-bit chip and the topic for the day. But anyway, welcome, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, welcome to the stream, everyone. I don't know if anyone's watching yet, but we're gonna keep going anyways.
We're just gonna keep talking random shit.
Yeah, pretty much.
Fuck. I'm trying to think. Well, I'm super excited for tomorrow because I'm gonna be at Shang Tsung for Mortal Kombat 11.
Nice. I don't have K11 yet.
It's fucking graphic as shit.
Oh, I know. I played it. I just don't have it.
That's fun. It's super fun. It's fucking final boss is a bitch.
Yeah, so I've heard.
Because you can't do any fucking throws on her, and you can kind of knock her down, but certain moves, like Liu Kang's bicycle kick, which I use the most, doesn't fucking affect her. I hit her once, I start doing it, and it just stops, and I'm like, the
really?
Yeah, no, because she's apparently a Titan, so she's more powerful than the Elder Gods.
Wow.
It's Chronica, the Keeper of Time. The story's good. I mean, I like the story. They kind of did something different with it.
Yeah.
And of course, there's gonna be some awesome DLC characters. You know, Shang Tsung's the first one. Then it's Nightwolf, Sindel. Then they're putting Spawn in the game.
Nice.
And they said 2 more guest characters, and there was a chainsaw. And I was like, it's fucking Ash Williams. It's fucking Ash Williams. And then Bruce Campbell's like, nope, it's not. And then fucking, I just looked on Facebook, and they leaked it. They leaked he's in the game, and also the
Nice.
Terminator, the T100, the T300, the whatever Arnold Schwarzenegger Terminator's in it.
Nice.
So I can't fucking wait. You need to get it so I can kick your ass.
I do not want a repeat of MKX.
Actually, no, it's different. You know, like that special move and shit?
Yeah.
You can't do it until you're near death. And you can only do
The
it once per...
X-ray.
Yeah, you can only do it once per
Yeah.
match.
Yeah, I figured that out while I was playing it.
But, you know, it's fun still. Because I want to play as Ash Williams and just fucking kick your ass.
Anyways.
Anyway, I'm not talking about video games. This isn't our topic today. Today's topic is Doctor Who.
Doctor Who?
Yes.
No, it's Doctor Who, not Doctor What.
It's Doctor Who, or the Doctor. Doctor Who. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I tell everybody. And they say I'm watching Doctor Who, and they're like, it's like I'm watching Doctor with the Doctor. They go, Doctor what? Doctor Who? I was like, exactly. And I'm all set. I mean, I got my little...
You have your Sonic.
I have a Sonic screwdriver, which is the tool that is used by the Doctor. Vaseline is very, very pissed off that I have one, even though it's a fucking toy.
I'm not pissed off. Hey, Nurak, what's up? How are you doing?
How you doing, Nurak? So, Vaseline.
Yeah.
Since you did your research, why don't you go ahead and tell the fine Nurak.
The fine Nurak.
The one who's the first one here. Why don't you tell him, and then everybody who's going to either watch this later or who's probably watching now hasn't commented. What is Doctor Who?
So Doctor Who is a television series developed by the BBC, which was originally put on public broadcasting, which I did not know. And it's a sci-fi series about a Time Lord from the planet of Gallifrey who travels around the universe with his companions, helping people, pretty much. I'm really bad at explaining things. Glass is a cutie. No, you're a cutie, Ninja.
Hey, Ninja Panda.
I told you I'm bad at explaining things.
Alright, because I did a little research today when I was on my lunch break. So yes, Doctor Who is as Vassal said, it's a British science fiction show is published by the BBC network, following a extraterrestrial being called the Doctor, who is a Time Lord from the planet Galvatron. And
Gallifrey.
Gallifrey.
Where'd you get Galvatron?
Oh, I'm thinking of fucking... Sorry, I was watching a Watch Mojo of like the top 10 Transformers. Galvatron. That's actually a real Transformer.
Okay.
I got bored. Anyway, he travels around in a blue police box, which is the TARDIS, his time machine.
TARDIS.
It's explained in the show that the TARDIS is able to take the form of anything, but it malfunctions, so it's now a police phone box. They explain it in the 2005
the remake.
The ninth Doctor. Pretty much with new numbers of companions, and it just kind of going around helping the universe and stuff like that.
And he invokes the power of Grayskull.
I have the power!
I mean, he fights Cybermen, which are pretty much just walking skeletons in suits of armor.
Pretty much.
Those
ones, like, I think that was kind of cool when they brought him back.
I haven't seen any of the new Doctor, like Jodie Whittaker.
I've seen the first 2 episodes when they first came out, but I'm just waiting. I know the the first season's already out on DVD and Blu-ray. But I'm kind of waiting because if Aslan, I don't know if you have it near you, the box set I got you for Christmas is the
Oh
same one
yeah,
I
it's
have.
on the bookshelf.
Yeah, this is a box set I got when I got it, and then I got Vaseline one. This is a Walmart exclusive. It's the Doctor Who 9th and 10th, the 9th Doctor and the 10th Doctor, the complete set, following when they revised the series, because it originally started in
1964,
1963. No,
63.
63.
It was
And
William Hartnell was the first Doctor.
yes, and it ended when?
It
When was the?
the original series ended 1989,
Yep,
I
July
think.
18. Yeah, July 1989.
1899.
See, he went back in time that far that he invented television.
All right.
And then it was revised in 2005
By
with
Stephen Moffat and Russell
yeah,
T Davies, and there are people who hate the shit out of them, but most
no,
people love
yes. Um, the 9th Doctor was played by I know it's Christopher.
Chris Eccleston.
Thank you. I can't pronounce this. He only did this show one season before he decided to walk away from the role, because he at first admitted when he first walked away that he thought the show was only going to last one season. He didn't realize it was going to be so popular, and they only filmed one season.
Mm-hmm.
Which then the role was taken by David Tennant, who has become a fan favorite as the Doctor because he played the Doctor for 5 years. This is a fun little fact for you, Vaslin. He is the second longest running actor to portray the Doctor. He played him for 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
The longest running Doctor is Tom Baker, who was the 4th Doctor. He played from 1974 to 1981. So Tom Baker is the longest, and then David Tennant is the second longest. And then we don't know about Jodie Whittaker because she's the 13th Doctor. There are 13 Doctors in all. Now, how this works in the show is that when an actor decides to leave the role as the Doctor, they do a thing where the Doctor gets severely injured or he gets so old that they do a thing called regeneration. So pretty much all his cells regenerate, but his appearance and his attitude changes. So that's how they just replace an actor for the Doctor.
And originally there were only supposed to be 12 regenerations, right?
Yes.
I think there were originally supposed to be 12. I don't remember. And then the War Doctor.
Yeah, the War Doctor is the Paul
Yeah.
McGann.
Yeah, Paul
one.
McGann. He was only in the 1 2-hour episode they did.
Yeah, he was the 8th Doctor, and then at the end of that one, when he finally does the regeneration, they don't show Christopher because of the fact that, funny thing, because he did another interview. I saw this; it was really interesting. I listened to it. It was like 10 years after he had left the role. He did an interview because statute of limitations and all that.
Yeah.
He's actually blacklisted by the BBC network for walking away.
Are you serious?
He's blacklisted by them, and he does not like the guys who brought back the series, because I can't remember what his exact.
Why the hell did they blacklist him?
It's he was Hold on, I'm gonna find out. Give me 2 seconds. Oh, here it is. Okay. That his contract was only for a single year because he was uncertain whether the show would continue beyond a single revival series. In retrospect, he says it has been an enormous success, but at the time when there were doubts within the BBC, it was 2012. Spoke positively of his time as Doctor Who during a talk at the National Theatre. This led to speculation he was considering making a return appearance of Ninth Doctor for the show's 15th anniversary special, the day Doctor 2013. Matt Smith, who was the 11th Doctor, said he would have loved to have Chris on there, but after discussing with executive producer Steve Moffat, he declined. However, in 2018, in a 2018 interview, he claimed that the BBC has blacklisted him when he left.
Wow.
So he's blacklisted by them because of the fact of him leaving. But you can't blame the guy because he signed a year because they were uncertain if the show was going to do well.
Yeah. And he didn't. I don't blame him if you don't think something's gonna last. Like if you sign up to do something and you don't think it's gonna last that long after your contract's up, why would you
Uh,
sign another year or
and,
whatever?
and
It,
it's another thing with it, with like certain contracts, it can trying to get out of them is just a bitch and a half
oh
because
yeah,
it's just a bunch of legal shit, and then
that's
like
how
some like certain
that's how it is with a lot of contracts. So
yeah, like if you try to like leave out of a certain like if for example, I guess I don't know. If you were like, if Aslan was signed on to do The Walking Dead, for example, he's going to be a character, and they need him for 1 year only. But he decides to walk away after 4 months because his character's going nowhere. They might just say, "Okay, well, you can't act for the next 2 years or 6 months or how it is. So you can't get another role for 6 months
yeah.
if you do it." Which hurts Aslan because he's not making any money just sitting on the couch twiddling his thumbs.
Hmm.
It's similar to that. So I don't know why he's I don't know why they decided. I don't know if it's because he might have. They probably were saying, "Oh, we're going to do another season. Would you like to come back?" And he probably said no. I don't know. The guy hasn't really opened up about it too much.
I know since no acting work, time to play Boshi. God damn it, Narot. But I'm sure I'm pretty. I know I've seen Chris Eccleston in other
Oh yeah,
things outside
he's.
Doctor Who.
Oh yeah, no, he's been in a lot of stuff. Give
I
you a
think he
list.
was in one of the recent Star Trek films.
He was actually in. He was in GI Joe: Rise of the Cobra. He was in 28 Days Later. He was in Thor: The Dark World.
That was it. That was the one I thought of. I think he was
Uh,
in one of the Star Treks too.
that's no, it's no Star Trek movies.
Oh, thought he
He.
was.
Let me check TV. Hold on, because I got his IMDb up right now. Nope, nope.
Yeah.
He's doing a lot of stage work now. Like he did Macbeth in 2018.
The same thing with John Baker,
Yep. Um,
who was the ninth? No, not ninth.
John Baker.
Seventh Doctor. I think he was the seventh because with
That's
him,
Colin Baker.
yeah, Colin Baker. I knew it was some
He's the
Baker and it
sixth.
wasn't Tom.
He was the sixth Doctor.
Was it
Because it
Colin
go
Baker?
yeah, it's Colin Baker. It goes William Harnell,
Let
Patrick
me see.
Trogaton. I can't pronounce that. John Pertwee, Tom Baker, Peter Davison, Colin Baker, Sylvester McCoy, Paul McGann, then Christopher, then David Tennant, then Matt Smith, then Peter Capdeville, and then
Yeah,
now it's
uh,
Jodie Whittaker, which Jodie
Jodie
Whittaker is the
Whittaker. Yeah,
Jodie Whittaker. She is the first female Doctor. Now they were teasing. They had talked about having a female Doctor for. I think right after Colin Baker was going to be off the show, they wanted to have a female Doctor. They were trying to
yeah.
like put it in, but it was finally time. And I think that's a good idea. I mean, like it's something different.
So, see, the way I think about it, it's a good thing to do because it shows more inclusion in today's
Yeah.
world. And the same thing with, well, I can't say it because not everyone here has seen Endgame, so I'm going to keep that to myself. But I think Rockstar, you know what I'm about. You know what I was about to talk about.
No.
No, I'll tell you
Oh,
later.
no, you gotta tell me now. We're on the stream.
No,
Come on.
it's Endgame spoilers. Damn it.
Oh, never mind. Nope.
Yeah.
Don't. Nope. 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 Nope.
No, I'm not going to say anything.
No, because you get killed. I think a lot of people have actually seen that.
Oh, speaking of Endgame, on a random ass sidetrack, did you hear that they're putting it back in theaters?
Yep, with new unreleased footage, but
Yeah.
it's gonna be released on the Blu-ray and DVD. So I'm just gonna wait for the Blu-ray and DVD because I already saw it. It was fucking awesome.
Right.
I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get the 2K. I'm gonna get the 4K version because I have the Xbox One X now,
Nice.
so I could watch the 4. Because I already tested it with Venom and it looks good. I had to turn the brightness up a little bit on my TV, but it still looks good. Just a smidge. So Vaseline,
Yeah.
what is your favorite episode of Doctor Who from the Ninth Doctor?
I don't remember the exact name, but
Just,
it was the one where they were in like 17th century London,
mm-hmm.
and
Was it the one with the?
they were in the crematorium, and the ghosts were coming out of the
Oh,
torches.
that's the one with Charles
Charles
Dickens.
Dickens, yeah.
Yeah, that one's good. I thought you were talking about the one with the werewolves. Oh wait, no, that's the 10th. Never mind,
Yeah,
that's
that's
the 10th.
10th Doctor.
I gotta say my favorite with him was the one where they wake up and they're on like different like TV shows. Like he's on, like the Doctor's in a reality
I haven't
like
seen
one of
that
those.
one.
He just literally woke up in like a room at the house, and it's supposed to be like one of those like eliminations. Like it's like the voting has been cast. Like Sylvia, you have been chosen to leave the house, and when she leaves the house, and the doctor's
Hmm.
like, "Oh, she's just leaving. She's just coming home." She actually gets fucking vaporized.
Oh, is that the one where they're on the space station
Yeah, and then
with the
and
broadcasting center?
yeah, that's the one with Simon Pegg. He
Yeah,
was in like Shaun of the Dead. That one's one of my favorites with him. That one
that
and
one was good.
the plastic, like all like the very first episode, all the plastic dummies
Oh
coming to life.
yeah,
Because that one was just so funny. I was like, oh my god, I fucking freak out with like these mannequins and shit.
right.
But, yeah. What's your favorite David Tennant 10th Doctor episode?
It's been a while since I've seen his stuff.
I already know it. I already know mine.
What?
Don't blink. The fucking
Yeah,
angels. That was
yeah.
the very first
The
episode of
first,
Doctor Who I ever watched.
the first time Weeping Angels were introduced.
Oh yeah, because that one was awesome. I actually, because it's funny that box set we were mentioning, because I got it first. It comes a little like figure,
Yeah,
and Vaseline got the
I got the
TARDIS, and
TARDIS.
I got one of the Weeping Angels. So I thought that was just poetic. I was like, oh sweet. That one was good, and then the werewolf one was good. That and the fucking the school where like all the kids are like super smart on these computers, and it turns out like the
Oh
teachers are like these
yeah,
fucking
I
winged
remember that
demons.
one.
That one was good. Um, I really didn't watch a lot of Matt Smith Doctor Who. I want to buy the box set.
My favorite Matt Smith episode was probably the Centurion.
I haven't really watched any of the Matt Smith. Like I watched like maybe 3 of them, but I don't remember the names of them.
Okay, so in like the first round that Matt Smith did, he had eyebrows. In the second round, he didn't, and it really weirded me out. I'm like, I'm not kidding. It's like he shaved his eyebrows off or something. It's weird.
It is weird. Like, and apparently he's the fan favorite Doctor Who for all the girls because they fangirl over him. Because like, he's so. I
Hmm.
was like, fuck that shit.
It's
David
because he's a
Tennant is
young
like,
dude.
he's the youngest Doctor out of all
Yeah,
of them. He's the youngest guy to portray the Doctor. And I didn't watch any of the Peter ones. And the funny thing
I've
about
seen
Peter,
2 Peter Capaldi episodes, and it was the first 2. I haven't seen any past that.
the funny thing about him is he's actually a gigantic fan of Doctor Who. That he
Hmm.
wrote letters to BBC.
You
And
know,
now it's funny because
I think he actually starred in one of, or not starred, but he was like an extra in one of the older episodes.
I'll find out in 2 seconds. But no, he was on a talk show, a British talk show. It's like really famous. It's kind of like the British version of like the Tonight Show.
Yeah.
And he was talking about it, and they actually have a book of like the history of Doctor Who with all these like fan letters, and his letters are in there. And
Oh my
the fucking
god,
editor notes. It's like,
that's
God,
great.
Peter Capaldi just wrote another letter. God, stop. But it was funny because he's like, yeah, it's funny because now he's like, I'm a huge fan of Doctor Who. Now I'm the Doctor.
That's great.
So it was the funniest thing. I thought he was going to play the role for a long time, but he only played it from 2014 to like 2017, and then Jodie
Yeah,
Whittaker took over.
Jodie Whittaker took over 2018 with the
Yeah.
new season.
Well, she's the first female Doctor. No, the only time he ever was in Doctor Who was
I thought he
when
was
he played.
like I thought he was like in one of those extra roles,
Excuse me.
like one of those unnamed ones. I don't know.
He might have been, but it's not in his IMDb at all. Oh wait. Yeah, he was. 2008.
Yeah, thought so.
He was in episode 2, The Fires of Pompeii.
Oh yeah, I do remember that. He was a Roman guard, I think.
I gotta rewatch all because it's been so damn long. And I was telling Vlad because I have a portable DVD player and I used to bring it to work and just watch Doctor Who on my lunch breaks.
Yeah, and then he would message you later. He's like, "Hey, guess what I'm doing?"
Watching Doctor Who, and he'd be like, "You suck," or "Screw you," or like, "Shut up." Shit, I mean, there's nothing to do, so I'm like, fuck it, I want to watch Doctor Who. I know I have a note in the box set because it's on my little entertainment center. I have a note saying what episode I'm on, what season, and what disc.
Yeah.
This way I know where I'm at so I can finish. I think I just finished up the whole like Gowan after she left.
Oh yeah.
Which again, speaking of that, move on to the companions. Who's your favorite companion of all the companions? Doctor said, who's your favorite?
Jeez. Probably Donna.
Donna.
David Tennant's companion, the redhead.
Oh yeah.
I liked her ending.
She was kind of annoying at first with the whole wedding shit. I was like, God, you
Yeah,
suck.
but I liked her ending a lot. Hers and Martha's. They were
So I
both
remember.
David Tennant companions.
Yeah, I just looked up the list. I could see. I think I still like Rose Tyler because just it's weird because she had such a connection with the Ninth Doctor, but then when it turned to the 10th Doctor, the connection was starting to slip. You could tell
Yeah.
because Billy Piper was going to be leaving the show soon, so you kind of saw like the cracks just starting to come.
Yeah.
So, and of course, that Rose Tyler was the one companion the Doctor like whatever. I don't want to tell what happened to her. That it hurt him the most.
Mm-hmm.
I think out of all the ones he's lost, because it just hurt him the most.
There's still memes going on about it.
Yeah. I liked her and I like Mickey.
Mickey.
Rose's boyfriend.
Oh yeah.
Because he was kind of funny. Because at first he was just like, I don't want to do it, and then he's like, all right, I'm gonna come with you.
Yeah. Right.
It's like yes, because he's a smart guy.
Mm-hmm.
Probably the worst one was Adam.
Adam.
He was only in like 2 episodes. He was the one guy that they picked up from the museum where they found the last Dalek.
Which
Doctor.
I don't remember him.
He was only like for 2 episodes. He was the Doctor and Rose got the TARDIS got a signal from like this museum in the future.
Yeah.
Like 2000, it was set in 2010, I think, or 12. And this guy's collecting aliens, and he finds the last.
Oh, I remember
what
that episode, but I don't remember Adam.
No, because he was only in that episode, and he was in the next one, and the Doctor got rid of him because he did a surgery on that the spaceship.
Oh yeah, I do remember
The
that.
same one that did the TV one.
Yeah, I remember
Because he
now.
got
Because he got that thing in his head.
Yeah, and then the Doctor dropped him off because he was going to try to sell secrets back in time.
Yeah, I remember.
Which
I
turned
remember
out
that.
in the comics he did that because his mother was dying of cancer, and then he comes back to attack the 11th Doctor in the comic books. So I found that out later. I got to research.
Nice.
Did some research on that, and now he becomes like a super villain sort of deal. Becomes an enemy of the Doctors. What's another good question? All right. Favorite enemy of the Doctor, recurring enemy of the Doctor.
Favorite recurring enemy?
Yeah, one that he just keeps coming back.
It's on my shirt.
The Daleks. It's the same thing.
Yes.
The Daleks. Exterminate, exterminate.
See, it's like one of those old style comic
It's like,
book shirts.
yeah, it looks like kind of like a movie poster of like fucking like the day the Earth stood still, or like
Yeah.
when I was like, yeah, the Daleks are, they're not even aliens. They're just mutants that they're like giant, like look like a little squid. They're inside these robot shells, and all they do is just like, you must be exterminated, exterminate, exterminate.
Like their entire purpose is to just exterminate life in the universe.
Because if you're
And
not a Dalek, you're not one of them.
yeah.
And the funny thing is, they kind of do also in the series. So the whole gap from 1989 to 2005 is that the Daleks and the Time Lords went to war, and all the Daleks were wiped out, and all the Time Lord except for the Doctor wiped out. So the Doctor is the last living Time Lord.
Yeah.
But of course, the Daleks come back years later. They come back.
I mean, that's one of Peter Capaldi's first encounters.
Yep. Shit, I think they've been like every single, because they're like one of the most top reoccurring, and they like you can't
Yeah.
shoot at them because they have an anti-gravity. They have like a force field around their armor.
It
And
just deflects bullets.
Yep. And the only way to kill them is to just blow them up. Because they will not stop hunting you down until you are dead.
Nope.
And they have to just shoot you once and you're dead.
Hey Joe, what's up? Be present in a few. Alright, dude.
Anyway. So, I guess we can do another one. If you were a traveling companion of the Doctor for just one trip back in time, where would it be and why?
It's a tough one. So many good options.
I'm not talking about like going back in time and changing something, because we know how that works in movies, where you change one little thing and it ends up becoming a disaster.
And then there's the theory that it doesn't matter what you do in the past because the past is already set. So.
Yeah, or they have the theory that even if you get rid, like if you went back in time and killed Hitler, the universe is just going to replace Hitler with somebody even worse.
Yep.
They did like that whole thing with, I think it was like Stephen King wrote a book where a guy was able to go back in time and stop JFK from being assassinated, and then he goes back to his time and like Russia took over America.
And then there was Futurama where aliens took over the planet or some. No, it was to prevent Nixon from being elected again. And they sent this guy back in time who was born right before the election.
Oh yeah. And then he won, but then he fucking won, but then
he
was
won,
never born.
and then he was never really born.
Because of that, the Nixon was just
and then Nixon won anyways.
Stupid.
No, it was Robot Nixon who won.
Yeah, it was the hit Nixon in the head. The Nixon with the severed head of the jar.
Yeah.
Shit, I think if I was gonna go back in time, there's a lot of them, but I think the number one would be when Stan Lee just first started making Marvel comics. Just to go back in time and just tell him, shake his hand and say, he's like, I guarantee down the road you're gonna touch the hearts of everybody.
Oh.
With what you do, because that would be something kind of cool. And then he might go on interviews like, I remember this one guy who just came up to me. He wore some weird clothes, something with a cell dweller shirt or something. I don't know why I'm making Stan Lee sound British when he's a New Yorker.
What are you doing?
I don't know. I'd either do that, or I think actually the one thing I would love to do, go back in time and see, would be such a history buff. I'd love to see just go back in time, like to the 14th century, just in Italy, see the the
Yeah,
Renaissance age.
I
Just
was
kind of go
thinking
like
that too.
experience Carnival in the 14th century, even though they still do it to this day. But I want to go back and just see how that'd be just something cool.
Hmm.
So what about you, huh? Show and tell on the Apollicast.
Yeah, right. I'd want to go see. So I'd either want to go see Machu Picchu when it was still a functioning city, or I would want to go somewhere in Japan and see samurai.
They'd probably just come up to you and be like,
They'd probably
this
just
is
try and kill me.
yeah. Or you go back in time and the talismans from Jackie Chan Avengers are
Oh my
actually
god.
real. It's like I have the talisman of the pig. Whichever. I don't. I still fucking remember that show. You commented on it.
Uncle!
Okay. Yeah, you commented and I just sent him a gift of just Uncle Go my finally. Oh my god.
Wi-Fi diesel.
Uncle Jackie. Jade. No. Oh shit. I would not actually, Narok, go back in
Oh
time
my
and teach a
god.
samurai how to dab. I actually would not, because I fucking hate dabbing. My brother does dabbing, and I fucking hate it. I send him like gifts of like Squidward at a parade, like guy in a Squidward costume dabbing just to be stupid. But actually, I would I would probably, if I wanted to go back in time, I would just kind of learn the samurai. If I was gonna go back to go back in time to Japan to become samurai, just like go back in time and samurai Jack about Aku. I fucking love how the final scene, like he goes away and then Aku's like, "Ah, you're back already."
Yeah,
No!
right. I
That
love
was
it.
the
It was
funny.
great.
I had to keep because I recorded on the DVR. I had to keep fucking rewinding it and watching it. It's so funny. He's like, "What? You're back already?"
I wonder, did they ever release the
Yes,
series on DVD or anything?
they released each series on DVD, and I know that they released season 5, but it kept selling out
Oh,
so damn fast because it was so popular.
it was so good though.
Because it was the first time like they were actually able to do like blood and stuff.
Yeah, it was so good.
Samurai, the complete. Oh yeah, they have the Samurai Jack complete series. Yep. Um, let me see. Because they have season 5 on for Blu-ray on Amazon for $20, but they have the complete series on DVD for about $35. Because when it first came out, it was like $80,
Yeah,
unless it's the Blu-ray DVD combo. Yeah, the Blu-ray is like 50 over 50
51.
dollars.
Yeah.
Yeah. Set region. Oh no, because the one on Amazon you can't play in our region
Really?
for the complete. It's only on region 2. It says it
Gee,
won't play
oh,
on certain DVDs, so you need to just buy the season separately and then just fucking do it. I don't know.
yeah. DVD would work.
Shit, I can just fucking buy it. I don't know. Anyway,
Oh, well, we can talk about it later.
talk about it later because the topic's Doctor. A future topic maybe.
Like we could do an entire episode on our favorite animated series. That's
Just do an
that's
episode on
that's
the
different. That's different from anime.
90s cartoons.
Yes.
Write that down because that was just... Anyway. Back to the Doctor. Going back to Doctor Who because we got a little off track. If you had to pick any Doctor to be a traveling companion of, who would it be and why? Out of all the Doctors, doesn't matter if... I mean, I'm not saying like you're replacing one of the companions, you're just joining the Doctor.
Yeah. Probably David Tennant.
Same. David Tennant. I would show up as like I'm sorry if Christopher watches this because I did love him as the Ninth Doctor because he was actually pretty funny.
Hmm.
Um, but I would probably come right after David Tennant took over, like became the Doctor. You're like, hey, can I join? Well, he does like oh yeah, Barcelona, and I just walk in, hey, can I join? That's right, Barcelona.
and
Dun,
then
dun, dun.
and then you just show up, and he's like, "Who the fuck are you?"
Like, who the fuck? He's like, he probably would be like, I'm sorry, who are you?
Yeah.
But like, oh, I'm just interested about time travel. I'm an American, so you got to have an American on this trip because we can't have it all just tea and crumpets on here. Let's go. Let's go. I want to go to Italy, Renaissance,
Oh my
1400,
god.
1496. I want to see Ezio Auditore da Venezia. Let's go. I want to be an assassin in
And then
14.
he would look at you and he'd be like, "I don't know
I'm
that
sorry.
person."
I'm sorry. Are you on drugs?
You would
Are
then
you on?
be handed a red shirt.
No, I would just show up in a red
Wow.
shirt. I seriously would just probably show up in a red shirt, and be like, oh shit, wrong shirt today. I don't think any like the doctor's like companion because he cares for each companion except for like the ones that just use him.
Except for Adam.
Like Adam was one. Like any
Because
ones that
Adam was a
use,
dick.
yeah. Because any actually funny thing, the fans that they saw that episode, the episode before they got rid of him, he was like received negatively by fans because they just get rid of him.
Nice.
Probably, it's the creepiest episode I've ever watched. That actually kind of, I was like, oh my god, if I was in this situation, I would just fucking I would just fucking run like hell. It's
Mm.
from the Ninth Doctor. It was set in London during World War II with all the bombings and like all the Germans
Oh, is it the
bombing
ones
them.
with the gas masks?
Yes, that fucking freaked me out when I first saw it because it's just like, so it's like these people are being infected and they just like they get these gas masks. They have these gas masks welded, kind of like just morphed into their face, and they keep saying like, "Where's my mommy, mommy?" It's like fucking people that are like adults saying it, and I'm like, "Oh my god."
Yeah.
Ugh.
The one that really weirded me out was I think it was like some space colony or something, and it was they turned into skeletons, and all of a sudden you would hear, "Hey, who turned out the lights?" And you would look at their what was their face, and it's just a skeleton, and they're just walking around. Who turned out the lights? And they're still talking,
Oh god.
and they just wander around.
That reminds me of the one episode. It was the 10th Doctor, the one like you said, the faces thing, where like the people get the televisions
Hmm.
and their faces get taken off and they're just wandering around with no face.
Oh, I
That
remember that one.
that one fucking that one was like fucking like the effect, the practical effects for like the no faces was awesome
Hmm.
because it was like practical and then a little bit of digital, just so they didn't get the outlines of when the people wearing
Yeah,
the masks. And it was and then just seeing their faces on the TV. That one and the fucking one with the little girl that anytime she drew somebody, they'd end up in the drawing. So kids were just disappearing.
I
And it was
haven't
turned out to be
seen that one.
that was the 10th Doctor. That was set. So in the future, I think it was 2011 in the Olympics because
I
it was
haven't
the London
seen that one
Olympics.
actually.
That one was good.
And the other one, the Angels Take Manhattan.
That one was good too. Anything with the Weeping Angels, I'm like sold. The first time, just like that has got to be the freakiest thing where it's like you see like people, anybody like who's seen like angel statues, like the Weeping Angel statues, like in cemeteries and stuff, and you always get that feeling when you're going to see a loved one. Just say you pay your respects and everything, and you get that feeling somebody's watching you, and you kind of look behind, and there's a statue right there, and it's like, what if that thing kept moving closer when you're not looking? That's
Hmm.
what makes it creepy because these angels, they look like statues because they can't stand to look at themselves, but they only go near you when you're not looking, so you don't blink, don't turn
Hmm.
around, stare at them, because if they are super lightning fast, and if they get you and they grab onto you, they send you back in time. They send you like they send you to another. They send you like further back in time, and you live out the rest of your life. You're trapped there. You live out the rest of your life there. But they suck out how many years you would have lived.
Yep.
So they kind of like kill you nicely, but it's just fucking creepy. It's all shit. And it's probably the one episode the Doctor's really not in. He's only in it on like TV screens because he's on a videotape.
Yeah. It
He's
was
only shown.
Amy and Rory for the whole episode.
Yeah, it was like the first time like the Doctor wasn't featured in the entire episode. I think out of all the David Tennant ones, especially.
Mm-hmm.
Because the only time you saw him was on a videotape because he had a manuscript that the one guy was writing while he was answering the questions, so that when he got a copy of it on his TARDIS, he was able to, you know, send the videotape back, have it go through time. So if
Yeah.
she got it, she can watch it and be able to know what to do. Those things are fucking. That's fucking. Because like literally, there's like the part where he kind of like looks away for 2 seconds and he looks back and it's right in his face. I was
Yep.
like, oh shit. I think it was actually Nora had one of them companions with Matt Smith had the smart idea of to close to look at like keep like leaving one eye open and then shutting it so you're
Mm-hmm.
still seeing it because you can't not blink for a long time because your eyes are gonna just dry out and it's gonna be
Yeah.
painful. Well, she kind of did that and it worked.
Mm-hmm.
That was fucking crazy. And then I think the one Peter Capaldi episode I watched was that he kept ended up being in this like weird like house, and every time he either tried to kill himself or he was killed, it would just restart. He'd just wake up back at the beginning because it had
I
something to
don't think I
do with
saw that one.
it has. I saw it on the Watch Mojo top 10 Doctor Who episodes, and it was that one, and it explained further that it was because of something happened in the previous episode, and it was like I guess the Doctor's guilt over something.
I know I saw his initial episode, and I saw the one after that with the Tyrannosaurus in London.
Jeez, I
Yeah,
forgot about that. The other one.
there
Oh,
was
that's
a
funny.
there was a T-Rex in London, but
Remember the fucking.
those were the only two Capaldi episodes I've seen.
I want to get the box because the box sets are cheaper now at Walmart for Matt Smith and Capaldi. They're only like
Yeah.
$20. So I kind of want to pick them up tomorrow or pick
Oh,
one up and then pick
speaking of things I found at Walmart.
What'd you
Did you
find
ever
out?
watch All That as a kid?
Yes.
I got the Good Burger movie.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I'm not. Look, it's right here.
Welcome to Good
It was
Burger. How about
$4.
Good? Can I take your order?
It was
You got a
$4.
$4 bin.
Yes.
Shit, that's where I look for some of my movies, like a Nurok.
I love that movie as a kid.
They're bringing back all that. Just a quick side note. They're bringing back all that, and the first episode, it's on YouTube. The first episode they did was the librarian. That's super loud, but if you say one little thing, she yells at you like, "Quiet!
Mm-hmm.
This is a library!" I always fucking love that. Get back to it. What's another one? I'm trying to think. Oh, the one from the Ninth Doctor. Those fucking I can't remember the name of the alien race, but like they kill people and they take their skins and wear it as suits, and they're always fucking farting.
Oh, I remember that. They were the ones who took over the British Parliament.
Yeah, and they raised war on the Doctor because they put a pig.
That.
They put a pig in a spacesuit and they said it was the alien.
Ted Bundy.
Ted Bundy. No.
No,
Fuck,
I remember what you're talking about, but I don't remember their name either.
I'm gonna look it up right now.
I think it was only said like once in the whole episode.
No, there was multiple episodes with it, and they even brought one of the surviving ones back.
No, it was two in a row. I remember
Yeah, it
that.
was 2 in a row, and then it was like 2 or 3 episodes later, and then she was back.
Oh,
It was
okay.
one of them. Hold on, give me 2 seconds. Oh, that one about the one with the Charles Dickens. Is the episode was called "The Unquiet Dead."
Yeah, that's it. That one was a good one.
Salinas, Slitheen.
Slitheen?
That's it.
Yeah. The
Yeah,
Slitheen. Yeah, I remember
yeah.
now.
They were in Aliens of London, World War III. And then one of them came back. What was it Boomtown, which was like episode 11 of the Ninth Doctor. And then anybody who wants to know what the name of the one of the gas mask kids, it's called The Empty Child. It was the 9th episode. If you have that, if you ever get that box set, or you just looking online for it. And the other one that really freaked me out was the second episode, The End of the World, where the Doctor and Rose go to like where the Earth is about to just
Oh,
destroy.
yeah.
Yeah, because it's
And
been long.
the appearance of the repeated meme.
Yep.
And they introduced the little drones. Yeah, I remember.
And the last human being who's just a big
Oh, God.
stretched skin.
Cassandra.
Yeah, she's just a big, like, all she
Moisturize
is.
me. Moisturize me.
She's just a big, like, it looks like a fucking
It, I,
trampoline.
in Rose's words, it's like a trampoline made of skin or something.
Pretty much like that, and it just has eyes and a mouth, and every 2 seconds he's like, moisturize me, I'm drying.
Yeah.
But she's supposed to be the last human being. But she kind of got a good send off with the 10th Doctor when she went back in time when she was actually like a human being, and she was like, "You're beautiful." Like that was, I actually thought that was nice, and I was like, that's nice. To the one bitch who wanted to like fucking kill everybody on a spaceship,
Yeah, right.
and then steal Rose's body. Yeah, that was a good one.
I gift you air from my lungs.
Yeah, I gift you the air. Give each other gift.
How very intimate.
What was the name of the giant fucking head in the jar?
The face
the
of
head
Bo.
Yeah, the face of Bo. I was like, what the fuck?
I think the face of Bo is actually somehow related to fuck, what was his name? One of the companions.
I'll find out in 2
I
seconds.
don't remember what his name was. For whatever reason, Jack Reacher keeps going in my mind, and I know that's not it.
Hold on.
Because that entire event was put on by the face of Bo.
Oh, it's suggested that the last of the Time Lord, the face of Bo, is a future Jack Harkin.
That's it, Jack Harkin.
Captain Jack Harkness.
That's it.
It's implied, but it's suggested, so it's not.
Yeah. Jack Harkness. I couldn't remember his last name.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, funny thing, because he was in 2 of the Doctor Who shows, which we'll get onto that next. Doctor Who is, it's a very popular TV show. People still watch it. There's a shit ton of merchandise. I mean, I got the fucking sonic screwdriver, which is the Doctor's main tool, which just does everything for him.
Except it doesn't work on wood.
Yeah, it doesn't work on wood. That's right. And each Doctor always gets a new version of it. I think the only one who didn't get a new version was that when it switched from the 9th and the 10th, it was still the same.
David kept his screwdriver.
Yeah, except for the handle was a little different.
Yeah. Swiss Army screwdriver.
Pretty much, that's what it is. It's pretty much that. That's all. It's pretty much you're right on the ball, Nurock. It's pretty much a Swiss Army knife, and it's a sonic screwdriver. It's the tool of the doctor. Um, with Doctor Who being so popular, there was a lot of spin-off shows. There was Canine and Company, which was the Doctor's dog, robot dog.
Wasn't that Tom Baker's?
Yeah, it was it was the Canine and Company was only one episode. It was a pilot one, but it didn't do very well.
Yeah.
Then they did Torchwood, which actually lasted for a while, lasted 4 seasons.
Yeah, and now
And
they're
that
on
was
shit. What's it called? No, that was Torchwood. I'm thinking of.
Torchwood was a show. They mentioned 10th Doctors series that it's a school that It's a small team of alien. It's a school that pretty much is the Torchwood Institute that trains people to hunt down aliens. Pretty much, and it's pretty much what they're aiming towards more adult for more of an adult series than like Doctor Who was meant for, like maybe for children and adults.
Yeah,
And there was the Sarah Jane Adventures.
I didn't hear about that one.
She was in one of the episodes with the 10 when they brought. That was the one that she was in the one episode I think with when they brought back K9 with the school with the winged demon things coming out of the skins and stuff, and like they're trying to like have the students decode this
Oh yeah,
book.
that's right. I
Then they
remember
had
that.
then they had K9, which really was just aimed towards kids and only lasted one season. And then they had Class, which only lasted one season. It's
Dang it! Now I want to host like a Doctor Who rabbit night.
the rabbit hole. Keep going down the rabbit hole.
No, the rabbit video service.
Show
Yeah,
episodes.
and show episodes that watch with the community. That would be fun.
That would be.
We could start with. We can't do it with like classic Doctor Who. Well, we could, but a lot of it is lost.
Yeah, that's the main
because
thing.
of
Also,
the great BBC fire.
Yeah, a lot of the old episodes, as I said, they're lost because of the baby. That's what happens with like even films. There is the great
podcast is going well. Thank you, T. It is going well.
It's going very well. We keep getting off topic. Follow me.
But T, thank you for the host. I appreciate it, my friend.
Yes, thank you. He dropped in with one stormtrooper. We beamed up the stormtrooper in the Apollyon spaceship. Where was I? Oh, yeah. The thing with old films, I tend to have that effect on people. It's very distracting.
Nurock, you're not wrong.
Yes. That's what I call like the rabbit hole effect, where you talk about one thing and then it goes down into another.
Yep.
Spins off to another thing, and it's an endless just.
That's why I don't have topics on Foxden anymore, because it always just spirals to the end of nowhere.
But because Vasa knows how big I am in the movies, we'll probably get the movie to another episode. But there's a lot of films out there that are lost because films nowadays are all digital, so they make multiple copies of it. Back then, everything is on a film reel. And film reels, I've actually held film reels because I did it in middle school. They had us hold a film reel for a. It's because, hey guys, look, focus on this topic. Oh, look, a squirrel.
Yeah, that's pretty much what happens.
Pretty much. We did it for a science project. It was a film reel, and it was testing flammability of things.
Mm-hmm.
So we got an old film reel, it was pretty cool holding this because it was pretty cool. Literally, the teacher's like, okay, hold out with the tongs with it and take the blowtorch and do it. The thing went up like that.
Yep.
It sparked, like one little spark, and it's gonna burn.
Yep. It's because of what it's made out of.
Yeah, everything that it's made out of. It's fucking crazy when you see it. Like, if you could look up videos of like people burning film reel, like old 38 millimeter film reels, it is fucking crazy.
So, on the topic of film reels, real quick, I found out that my grandma has an old 8mm film reel of one of the original Godzilla films.
That's fucking cool. But you know what the hard part about that is?
What?
You can't fucking watch it because they don't make. You know how much a fucking
Oh, I
like a
know.
film.
I know. But it's still
You could
cool to
probably.
have.
It's like James Rolfe, the angry video game nerd.
Yeah.
He owns fucking laser discs of Indiana Jones and Star Wars.
Nice.
Does anybody know what a laser disc is?
A laser disc.
Anybody know what a laser disc was? It was a gigantic fucking frisbee that was supposed to beat VHS.
So it was essentially a CD that was the size of a record.
That was bigger than a record. Like, literally, James Rolfe pulled one out and had a record, and it's twice the size of a record. It's fucking gigantic. You can fucking cook a pizza on it.
Dumb.
That's how gigantic. That's how big they are. And they were supposed to get rid of. It was supposed to be Laserdisc. No, I can't say it.
Just an augmentation.
No, Laserdisc. They were supposed to get rid of VHS. The Laserdisc was the new thing. It was rad. It cost you fucking an arm and a leg to get one, so it died off really quickly.
I remember I saw an old TV commercial for one of those.
Well, I have too, because you can find them. The internet's a beautiful thing sometimes. It's like
Sometimes.
Sometimes. But yeah. But getting it back, so I'm trying to figure out what we can talk about next. Vaslin, what is your take on Jodie Whittaker taking over the role as the Doctor, 13th Doctor? Because there has been a mix when she first was announced. A lot of people liked it. Some people were concerned. Were you one of the people that was concerned about a female taking a role? Or were you just supportive of it?
I mean, I was supportive of it because it shows, like I said earlier, it shows more inclusion in the world where it's not ruled by white male Protestants. So
very true. When I first heard of it, I was just like, finally, something different.
Also that.
Just something different. And I've watched the first, when it was Peter Capaldi regenerated into Jodie Whittaker. And just the way her expression was, just like, oh, brilliant. Because it's something brilliant. Because it's like, it's the first time the Doctor's been a female.
Yeah.
And it's something different. And she like has like this kind of like attitude that her role, that like she's bubbly at times, but she can be very serious.
Yeah.
So it's something fun because she plays with the role very well, and she's expressed interest in playing the character for as long as she can. You know, at first people were mixing. A lot of people now supporting her because it's fun, and some people are still just like, eh.
Well, you're always gonna have those people who disagree because it's not a white male, blah 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 blah. It's just like the people who come into Twitch streams and just cause trouble.
Yeah, like for first episode.
Yeah.
Towards the end. I think it'd be interesting for the 14th Doctor. They go back to a male, and it's an American playing a British person.
Oh my god.
Here in the States, it's always a British guy playing an American.
Right?
Like fucking Charlie Cox and fucking Daredevil and the Marvel's Daredevil Netflix series, and then the one dude who plays fucking Iron Fist in the Marvel Netflix series. They're both British. I was like, they're both British.
Nice.
Or even fucking Ralph Fiennes when he played Francis Dollarhide in the Red Dragon, the Hannibal Lecter movie. He's fucking British, and I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? He's British. And the blind lady. I was like, how many fucking British people play in American movies?
A
It's the
lot.
same thing. Same thing with fucking Andrew Lincoln. I didn't realize he was British until I watched an interview, and I was like, what? How do you go from Carl to it's fucking hot in here? The fucking him and Norman Reedus would just fuck with each other on set. The point Norman Reedus put a bunch of glitter in the fucking air conditioning unit in Andrew
Oh my
Lincoln's
god.
rental car, and he turned it on. There's just fucking confetti and glitter coming out, and he's like, "It's fucking hot." It's like, how much did you fucking put in there? Just Norman's laughing his
That's
ass
great.
off.
That's great.
Well, yeah. So have an American play the Doctor just to see what British fans say. Like, the fuck?
Right?
Yeah, we're invading now, motherfucker. Now, I think, like, I'm
Okay,
hoping.
so I think okay, so if you're gonna keep going on the theme of difference and inclusion, like they did
Yeah.
with Jodie Whittaker, they should
Mm-hmm.
have an African American doctor.
That's what I was about to go into. There's a lot I can think of. A lot of actors who are British that could do it. For example,
Idris
the
Elba. That
the guy who played in the
would be
Jordan Peele
cool though.
movie Get Out, the main
I
character.
haven't seen that.
This is a really good movie. He's actually British, and I think he'd be perfect for the role of the Doctor. I think if they were gonna go, I'm hoping Jodie has the role for a long time because she's been having the role for not. She's had the role not even. Really hoping she sticks with the role for as long as BBC and then allows her to
Yeah.
before they say, okay, we're moving on to somebody else. And if they're gonna get rid of Jodie, please just do another female actress, just to like see, just keep expanding it, because it's gonna be the funniest thing. Like the net, like I like the minute like it was the male doctor going to the female doctor. It's gonna be the funniest shit when they go back to a male doctor. They get like a guy who's like a bodybuilder wearing women's tight clothes. It's like,
Oh my
shit.
god.
He's like,
That would
he's
be
like, he's
hilarious.
like, oh, I'm a male again, aren't I? And I look ridiculous, don't I? I want an Irish.
Oh my
I want,
god.
I want an Irish actor who just has a thick Irish accent to play as a doctor. That would be the fucking best. Yes,
That would be great.
because that would be funny. And he could be like just because each doctor has their own personality. Because that's
Yeah.
they still have the same type of humor, most of them, but they all have their own personality. To the point with like fucking David Tennant's doctor when he first wakes up because he's in a coma. He's like, all I needed was a spot of tea and I would have been fine. Just a cup of tea. And you, Rose, you gave up on me. How dare you? I fucking love him. Like David Tennant, to me, he's the best doctor out of them all.
Yeah, I agree.
And it was so sad when he did the regeneration because David Tennant really did not want to give up that role. To the point, like, even the final line he says is like, I don't want to go. And I was like almost to tears, legit tears, because I was so sad. I was like, no, I don't want Matt Smith. Fuck Matt Smith. Now I'm like, all right, I could just watch it on TV. It's like, ignore the last episode. He's still the doctor. Still the doctor. No. But it's so funny when like people see him after he regenerates, like people he's met in his first on the previous incarnation. They're like,
Yeah.
you're not my. It's like I'm not your doctor, but I am the doctor. It's like, but you don't. You look different. Yes. I went from a guy who had a shaved head and a guy, a Scottish actor. But I think with Doctor Who, that really opened up David Tennant to other roles, and then he went on. He went on to do fucking Kilgrave and Jessica Jones, and he did a fucking amazing job with Kilgrave. Who was a supervillain that could control you when he talks to you. So if I were to tell like Vaseline, if I was Kilgrave, I told Vaseline, like, Vaseline, go walk go play in traffic. He would actually go play in traffic because he had no choice. He had no control over it.
Mm-hmm.
To the point he tells somebody who's drunk he was leaving a club, and he tells a guy it's like, go turn around, stare at that fence for the rest of your life, or forever. And the guy actually does it, and then he shows like I think the next like towards the end of the episode, the guy's still sitting there, and he's like got piss all over him because he's been standing
Oh
there
my god.
pissing. Because Kilgrave's you can't break his mind control for 24 hours. So if he tells you to kill yourself, even if somebody ties you up, you're still gonna want to have to do it. You still want to do it. So you gotta get tied up. I fucking love that. I gotta talk about the Marvel Netflix series on a previous episode because I can talk fucking days about that.
Well, I know you can.
Because I'm right in the middle. I'm on Luke Cage season 2. I got Jessica Jones season 3 finally came out, and now that's it. But no, with David Tennant, I've actually watched a lot of his old films before he was the Doctor. He's a very, very good actor.
A more recent thing that has David Tennant in it is the new Amazon series, Good Omens.
That one
It's
want to watch.
So good. It's only 6 episodes, but it's so good.
Well, I got that thing of Prime. I'm gonna start watching. I think I'll watch them binge watch this weekend because it's supposed to be that David Tennant's a demon, and then the other guy's an angel.
Yeah.
And it's the end of the world, so they're trying to discuss it, but they can't really be friends because they're total opposites.
Yeah.
Armageddon.
It's so good.
I keep seeing fucking ads for fucking TV, and I'm like, all right, fine, I'll get Amazon Prime. Just shut up. You know what show I think he'd be really good in, David Tennant?
What?
This is still on topic. They're making a third. I don't know if you watched the Castlevania animated series.
No.
On Netflix. So fucking good. Anybody who's listening, if you got Netflix, go look up Castlevania.
Okay, we need to do an entire episode on our favorite Netflix series.
We'll do that next time, but I want to say just go watch it because it's so fucking good. It's only 2 seasons, and like first season was 4 episodes, and the second season already greenlit a third episode season. He would be great in that show because he could play like a villain. He could play another hero. He could play another Belmont. He'd be perfect, or even a vampire, like a general, one of the Dracula's army. He'd be great because he's done a lot of voice work.
Mm-hmm. He did.
I'm trying to think.
Shit. What was his name?
I'm looking him up. Hold on. I'll look up his IMDb.
The Doctor in Genlock. I don't remember what his name is though. Neurop knows. He's seen it. Let's see. I mean, what was the ones I seen he was in? Yeah, he's in Harry Potter. Damn it. You forgot his name too.
Hold on. I'm looking at it.
Genlock is really good though, and you should watch it.
I still need it. I gotta finish so much shit.
Dr. Weller, that was it.
Okay. Narek, I'm the same way, even at work. Where I've been at this job the job I'm working at now for almost 10 months, and I don't know half the fucking staff's names. I say, hey you, nurse lady. Was he on? That was good. Trying to fucking remember. Oh shit, he was on Family Guy as the 10th Doctor.
Wait, was he really?
Yes, it's just look it up. It's 2016. 10th Doctor, voice only, episode Inside Family Guy.
Nice.
What was that episode about? Down the rabbit hole again, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, right.
Fuck is it? Okay, I can't find it. I think that's the one that it's like it's like a mockumentary behind the scenes that Griffins are actually doing a TV show. That the Family Guy show is they're self aware that it's a TV show.
Oh yeah.
I think that was that one. He's in the fucking He's in the remake of the DuckTales TV series. He's Scrooge McDuck. That's fucking awesome.
I didn't know they remade DuckTales.
Oh, they did. I knew. DuckTales. Woo woo. Everybody get that stuck in your head now. Oh yeah. Oh, for the people interested about the Good Omen, Amazon original. Description is: it's set in 2018. The series follows the demon Crawley, who's played by David Tennant, and the angel
Aziraphale.
played by Michael Sheen, who have been accustomed to life on Earth, seek to prevent the coming of the Antichrist, and with Armageddon, the final battle between heaven and hell. It's actually funny too because I did the Prime for my brother's birthday.
Mm-hmm.
My little brother's to order shit so you can come quick.
Mm-hmm.
And I ordered some books, like all those books I told you about, and it fucking came in a Good Omens fucking box for
Oh my god, that's great.
I mean, they did that with fucking Christmas with the Grinch, and if you there was a little barcode that if you put on, you look on the Amazon app and do it, it just says the Grinch saying, "Yeah, you did it, good for you," and he walks away.
Nice.
Fucking funniest thing. Trying to think. What's another good topic to talk about? If no, that's a bad one. Oh, what's your favorite Doctor Who opening out of all the Doctors?
Oh, the opening theme.
Well, the opening and the theme, because I mean the theme's always the same, but they kind of
the theme's always the same, but the animation changes.
The animation, sometimes even the music, it's still the same.
Yeah.
Tempo, but they kind of remake it like with Peter Capaldi. They kind of did like a Clockwork kind of theme, and then like with Jodie Whittaker, they did like kind of like a cosmic like bubbles. They kind of like did a remake of the original opening. I still like the David Tennant one because it's just simple with just the TARDIS going through all the time portals.
I mean, that was the same as Chris Eccleston's.
Yeah, well, they kind of changed it up slightly. Just made the logo a little more clean.
Yeah.
Well, no, they made it. No, scratch it. They made it more weathered.
Yeah, I actually like Matt Smith's opening.
That was a good one too, with like the lightning storms and everything.
Yeah.
It's hard to find around. Why don't you go ahead and play the theme for the fans so they get it stuck in their head all day.
Yeah, let me find it. I'll actually put it up on the screen. I'll show you.
Do the David Tennant one, then do the Matt Smith, and just do like from the 10th Doctor to the 13th, and let you guys see.
Doctor Who theme 10th Doctor. I think this is it. Yeah. Move this over here so I don't have the same problem I had last week. Which one? Yeah, let's go to that one.
Yep. I gotta see if my mic.
So this one is 10th Doctor. I think they chose Planet of the Dead for that one.
I know.
Hi, Oods. Oh, that's the silence. That's right.
You know,
yeah, Rockstar said it.
Yeah, I meant to say laser disc, but I guess it came out as laser dick.
Yeah, it did.
It's that would, oh god, I guarantee there's a fucking Doctor Who, like, porn spoof.
Oh my god.
I
Please no.
guarantee, I guarantee, I mean, shit, I watch Cinema Snob, and he makes fun of, like, porn spoofs. There's a fucking Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle one that's called 10-inch Ninja Turtles.
Wow. All right.
I just had it just because, like, the whole laser thing, because
This one is Matt Smith's. This is the one I really like. Yeah, that one's Matt Smith's. I like how they use the storm clouds and everything with that one.
That's where I also do like the Peter Capaldi one,
Yeah.
because you're like kind of like you guys will see it's like clockwork effect to it.
So real talk, Tenet is a god. Yes, we've been discussing that.
Yes, thank you,
Okay. Here's
Jethro.
Capaldi's.
Again, Jethro, I do agree, because I did like Christopher's Doctor, but I still want David more.
Ooh, I like this one.
Yes, Jethro. Yes.
Don't forget to click
I don't
below
mean to do
to
40
subscribe to-
seasons.
40 seasons is Tenet is Doctor.
I still gotta disagree with you, Jethro. I still think the 10th one was good. I think if Christopher, like, kind of had like an epiphany, I guess, of like just knowing that the series is gonna be as successful as it is today, he probably would have did it for longer. I really think he probably would have. I don't know. He can't do it because he's blacklisted by the BBC. We discussed that earlier.
Yeah, that was one of the first things we talked about.
That he's blacklisted to this day. He can't appear on anything with the BBC network. Nothing. No interviews. Nothing. I don't even think he did the documentary about Doctor.
Apparently, Christopher Eccleston is blacklisted from the BBC.
Yep. He said it himself in 2018. I'll reread it because Jester just got here. 2 seconds. No, wrong Doctor. Thank you. All right. All right, so the first one is on June 11, 2005, during a BBC radio interview when he asked if he enjoyed working on Doctor Who. He responded by saying mixed, but that's a long story. His reason for leaving the show continued to be debated in British newspapers. On October 4th, 2005, Alan Davis told the Daily Telegraph that he had been overworked by the BBC and left the role because he was exhausted. In a 2010 interview, he said that he left the show because he didn't enjoy the environment and the culture that the cast and crew had worked in, that he was proud of having played the role. And also in November 7th, 2008, at the National Theatre to promote the book The Writer's Tale, Russell T Davies said that Christopher's contract was for a single year because it was uncertain whether the show would continue beyond a single revival series. In retrospect, he says it would have been an enormous success, but at the time there was doubts within the BBC. He was also voted most popular actor in 2005 National Television Awards for his portrayal of the Doctor. In 2012, Christopher spoke positively of his time on Doctor Who during a talk show at the National Theatre. This led to speculation he was considered making a return appearance as the Ninth Doctor for the show's 50th anniversary special, The Day of the Doctor, in 2013. The 11th Doctor, Matt Smith, stated that he would have loved if Chris to return for returned, but after discussing with executive producer Steve Moffat, he declined the role. However, in 2018 interview, Christopher claimed that the BBC had blacklisted him when he left. So yeah, little, he did have a very
He
excellent cast.
did.
I will give you that. He really. I think if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't. The show would not.
I agree.
Have been, I mean, I don't know if I'm saying like if they had just picked a different actor. I'm not saying there would have been no David Tennant Doctor. There would have been no Matt Smith, no Peter Capaldi, and no first female Doctor. The show would not be still going on if Christopher Escalante did not come, because he pretty much set the template for the new Doctor.
Mm-hmm. Because it had been not quite 20 years.
1989 to 2005 was the gap. They stopped doing it.
16, yeah.
Yep, 16. Yeah, there would not have been. Doctor Who would not be as popular. There wouldn't be box sets. There wouldn't be well, there probably would be. I mean, the show would not be.
It would not be as popular as it is now.
Yeah.
It would be stuck to the people who originally saw the episodes of the old Doctor and not still gaining new followers with the new Doctors.
Yeah, and that's the great thing about this revival series, because it's not necessarily
Doctor Who owls. Nice.
Oh, Doctor Who. I actually want one. Vaslin's seen it. It's of Doctor Who T-shirt of it's a Beatles album cover, but it just has a Dalek on it. I think it's. I'm gonna look it up again.
Which one? I don't think you showed me that one.
I did show it. I think I did. It's on my Amazon list. Buy it.
I don't think you showed me that one.
Hold on. Unless I didn't. I mean, I have my Cthulhu T-shirt, the Cthulhu Aid T-shirt, which is just the Kool-Aid Man, but it's Cthulhu.
Nice.
It's fun. I gotta show you. I think I sent you a picture of that one. Oh, yeah, it is. It's the Ripple Junction Doctor Who strict. It's one of the Weeping Angels, the Cybermen, the aliens that look like Slender Man, the Daleks, and the TARDIS on like a sidewalk, similar to the Beatles.
Like the Abbey Road. Yeah.
Yep.
I thought you were talking more like a Sergeant Pepper one, where it had like all the major players in Doctor Who. That would be kind of cool.
I actually just found another one with
For the real talk, Moffat killed the series, so it's too big to actually die. I mean,
yes and no.
That depends on your opinion. I mean, there are people who like where Moffat has gone with it, and then there are people who don't. I'm kind of indecisive.
Yeah, it's just one of those kind of like sometimes the episodes are good,
and then sometimes they're not.
Sometimes they're not. You don't need it. Like it's just a filler.
Mm-hmm.
I just found another shirt actually. It's the same thing as the previous one, but it's got Peter Capaldi, Matt Smith, David Tennant, and Christopher walking to the TARDIS. I think I want that one instead.
Moffat is a genius writer who's a garbage head. I mean, you're not wrong.
Nope.
Just like the Sherlock series, it's super damn good.
Mm-hmm.
But if you notice, I don't think he's a lead role in it at all. But I could be wrong. But Sherlock is really good. I recommend it.
I have to watch. That's on my list. I gotta watch that too. Actually, you want to tell them the one thing that you're pissed off that I had when I got it because it was the last one at Barnes and Noble?
What?
The fucking Doctor Who bookmark that says Whovian.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I found we were at Barnes and Nobles with our friends, and I was looking for a new bookmark, and I saw it. The first one I got says "Never judge a book by its movie," which I love that one. And then I looked, I was like, "Holy shit!" This is Whovian. I still have it. I use it.
I mean, it's a good thing I didn't get it because I had to return all that stuff.
Yeah. I also have a Doctor Who lanyard.
That's
It's
why.
just the
That's why I don't.
TARDIS.
That's why I don't have the Bang card game anymore.
I can
Sad.
get that for a game.
Sadness. The game's really fun.
I actually have I have a TARDIS lanyard for work. Just as police public call box, and I was wearing it one day, and one of the nurses stopped me and they said, "Why do you have a police call box lanyard?"
Oh
I
my
said,
god.
"It's like Doctor Who," and they said, "What?" I'm like, it's a British science fiction show. And I had to explain it to them, and they're like, "Okay." I was like, "You should definitely check it out." And she watched. I don't know what episode she watched. She's like, "That show is weird." I was like, "You're weird, weirdo." Don't like Doctor
You're
Who.
weird, Karen.
No, this is Emily. I told you he was weird. Shut up, Emily. I didn't hear you. I'm actually switching out lanyards right now. I went over my Doctor Who one to work now. Actually, funny thing. We had a throwback. This is actually related to Doctor Who. We had a throwback day at work for National Nursing Home Week because I work in a nursing home. And one of the days was a throwback Thursday. So I dressed up as an '80s punk rocker, but we were doing questions. And one of the four of the questions related to Doctor Who, and I knew every single.
Nice.
And everybody looked at me like, the fuck? The residents, my boss knew I was a Doctor Who fan, but one of the residents' family members looked at me like, what's Doctor Who? I was like, how dare you?
Blasphemy!
Blasphemy! Doctor, the TARDIS, sonic screwdriver. Send her back to prehistoric times. Send her back to the Salem witch trials. Off with her head. Burn the witch.
Burn the witch. Burn.
Yeah, I had to tell her what it was. She's interested in it. She's like, oh. I said, yeah, I watched the show and I love it. I was like, I have a lanyard of Doctor Who, for God's sakes. And I even have the sonic screwdriver. But yeah. There's also.
I know more about Doctor Who than I know about Star Trek, and I aced last year. I found myself at when you're signing up to just be there, you might as well kick ass.
Burn the pitch. I beat witch. Burn the flesh of her bitch bones.
I wish I had.
I actually have Vaseline's ringtone now when it calls it as the Doctor Who.
Really?
Yes, anytime you call me, it's just dun 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 dun.
What do you do?
Because it used to be my ringtone, and then I changed it to a different one. I was like, I don't want to let this go to waste. So I was like, all right, he get a kick out of it. And then, yeah, the other thing I want to get, because we've seen it at Barnes and Noble, was a Doctor Who hardcover, one of those hardcover leather books that sell at Barnes and Nobles, where it was 2 Doctor Who written works, because a lot of the episodes, or some of the scripts that they make for episodes don't necessarily get filmed, so they're put into book form.
Mm-hmm.
With stories. I want to get one of them so I can read them. And why isn't there a Doctor Who story where he goes back in time to 1928 and meets H.P. Lovecraft, and it turns out the Cthulhu's a real thing? Unless they actually did that, then I'm going to be fucking shocked. I'm going to be shocked.
No, I don't think they've done that.
No. Sucks. That sucks. It's hogwash. It's horse shit. Anyway, I think that's about it. We'll talk about Doctor Who.
Why is his daughter from season 3 back and doing things? Who?
David Tennant?
No, there was an episode that referenced the Doctor's daughter.
Ew. I don't know, because, I think it'd be really fucking weird to put the daughter in the the new season, especially, and it's like, Dad. He's like, well, there's been changes.
Tennant got
Like,
cloned in season 3, and she's referred to as his daughter.
oh
Oh yeah,
yes,
I remember that.
yes. I don't know. I think they put her in a spinoff. I think she was in Torchwood. I think. I'm not 100. Don't quote me on that.
I don't know either.
She never once came. Well, Jethro, it could have also been the writers just either A, didn't want to, they wanted to save it for a future episode, or B, I mean, again, if the actress didn't want to portray the character, they can always replace it with, the like, oh, she has the regenerative powers too. I don't know. Sometimes sometimes writers will do that where they will introduce new characters and they will try to save it for a later season, or they'll just shelf it for good. But yeah.
Who knows?
Who
I don't.
knows? I don't either. I think that's it about Doctor Who. That's all I can think about. Unless you
Yeah,
got something.
I don't really have anything.
Well, that was a good long time. It was almost
Hour and a
2.5.
half.
That was good. Almost 2 hours. I mean, we're gonna do all these announcements now, so that'll wrap it up to 2 hours.
Yeah.
Well,
Back in my day, class streams last until 2 a.m. No, I've only done like 4 2 a.m. streams. One of them was Star Wars Battlefront 2. One of them was Jackbox. One of them, no, last night was until like 1:30.
I think we did a 2 a.m. stream because I was on time.
Oh my god.
I think we did actually.
No, we weren't. It was like 1 a.m.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
No, we talked till nearly 2 a.m. because we
yeah,
were
we did.
discussing. Yeah. Back in my day, God damn it.
Why do you always, Jack? Come on. Why do you always have to bring that up?
I don't know what the fuck it is. You can tell me later. I think we kind of settled on our topics for next in 2 weeks. I think we settled on it.
The anime.
Do you want to do that, or do you want to discuss it more?
I mean,
Let's.
if we're gonna, I'll discuss that with you
Yeah.
because I think I already have. I just need to see if I can get the wheels in motion on it.
Right. So possibly our next episode, we're going to be talking about a particular anime and the manga series, and possibly if we do it, we possibly will have our first ever guest on the podcast talk about it, but we still don't know because if this guy can't do it, then we'll hold it off until he can. Because I got a million other ideas we could do. I'm trying to have a theme for each podcast. Like when I tell Vaslin about an idea, because Vaslin had I told Vaslin about talking. I think was it you that brought it up?
What?
Doing Doctor Who?
No, it was you.
Was it me?
You gave me 4 topics, and that was one of them.
Yeah, hold on. I don't remember.
Yeah,
it was
Because it was this. It was the next topic we were probably gonna try and do. And it was a couple other things.
Favorite video games, because I said that would work as E3, which we'll probably still do that later.
Yeah.
Favorite musicians. Yeah.
But I didn't want to go from the first episode being all about what we like and then into another one being all about what we like, because I didn't want it to seem like it's just about us.
No, because even if we discuss something that's our favorite, you guys are more than welcome, as long as it's appropriate and doesn't talk about fucking Bashi. I don't even care about it, actually. You guys have inputs like the podcast one. You guys had inputs about some podcasts that me and Vass, and I don't know if Vass, if he's like, I'm trying to look into them, but I need to finish it because No Sleep Podcast season 13 comes out. Season 13, episode 1 comes out, and their special guest is Elijah Wood.
Nice.
They just posted that on Facebook, and I was like, "Fuck yes, I gotta listen to it." Because apparently he's a huge fan of the show. So I'm like, yes, I gotta listen to season 12. Shit. But yeah. So yeah. And speaking of, if you've missed our very first episode, you can check it in the highlights on Twitch, and Vaseline put it up on YouTube,
Yep.
so you can watch it on the go.
I also put up all of the episodes of Oscar's Wrath I've done so far. 18 of them.
Or as I like to call it, the JoJo Bizarre Adventure video game. Because of my comment. If you missed that, I put a comment last night about that.
Yeah, that was a thing.
Look at Vast dead inside. Dung ding ding dang.
It's a thing he has in his channel.
No. I mean, I could watch Vicky. He's never gonna get Bashi. Oh god. It's like me and hashtag butt slam. Hashtag butt slam in Super Smash Bros. So yeah, if you missed those,
That's still a command, by the way. Yeah, there it is.
Yes, yes, it's still a thing. Yes. Yeah, and we do this podcast every other week. So next week we'll be back live streaming Borderlands unless something comes up. Borderlands, the pre-sequel. I'm trying to finish
I'm
that
off
up.
Wednesday, so next week my entire schedule is changing because fuck work. But I'm still off Wednesday.
Hold on.
Hey, that's when we play Smash next. Also, why you no play Borderlands with me? Because I'm trying to write my research paper.
That and
but
the Borderlands.
Smash night. It'll probably be once I get my schedule for like the first week of July. I'll see if I can schedule a day for that for Community Day. But if you want to do Smash sometime and you see me online, just message me and say, "Hey, you want to play some Smash?"
Yeah, and also why he's not playing Borderlands with you because he's playing it with me.
But
it's
yeah,
like evil.
Things going on in my life. My work is cutting back my hours to 25 hours a week because fuck restructuring.
What were you starting out at first again? The new job?
Yeah, I mean, ever since I started there, I've been getting 35 almost. I've been getting anywhere from 30 to almost 40 hours a week.
So they really cut it down by
they cut me 15 hours a week.
Pretty much. So you're pretty much going to almost Lowe's Foods hours, which is horseshit. I'm still full time though.
That's some BS. It's because what they're doing is they're getting rid of night shift and moving all of night shift to day shift. Trying to find a new job. Yeah, I'm already looking because I can't survive on 25 hours a week.
You can be my assistant at my job. You can be the assistant of the
Is your
assistant.
job hiring?
No, not my department.
Well, I don't have any medical experience, so there goes that.
I don't have any medical experience either. You don't need medical experience for my job. I just gotta push him and tell him to play bingo.
Just poke him a stick. Hey, play bingo.
No, I'd actually get in trouble. No, I mean like fucking set him up and I put bingo on and I'm just reading a book.
Bingo! I have bingo!
Oh, they get really heated in there. If I've shouted out bingo and they all like looked up at me and glared. They get heated when they play it.
Nice.
And like when I was like not funny.
Yeah, I was driving my mom around yesterday, and she just all of a sudden out of nowhere said, "You and me should play bingo again sometime." I'm like, "Where the hell did that come from?"
It's just an easy day because I know if it's bingo day, I'm like, good. I could just sit there for an hour and a half and read. And occasionally, when I say bingo, just put the bookmark in, go up, pause it, check the card, tell them clear it if it's good, and then go back and read.
Mm-hmm.
That's just easy enough. I already told Vaslin the story that we have a preacher who comes in every Wednesday, and I'm reading Corpse Party while he's
Oh
preaching about
yeah.
God. Oh God. And then today I'm reading Red Dragon by Thomas Harris, the first book in the Hannibal Lecter book series. And he looks over, he's like, "What you reading?" I was like, "Nothing."
It's like the beginning of the first podcast. You were telling me about the resident who thought H.P. Lovecraft was
Oh my!
hentai.
Oh, because I brought my H.P. Lovecraft Tales of Horror, and it has a tentacle on the top, and then it has like a little Cthulhu statue on the bottom of the picture. And one of these guys, he just does it just to get a reaction. I can't name names for reasons. I can't describe them, but I can just tell like little stories like this where he saw the book because I pulled it out of the basket with the cards in it because I always put my book in the basket with the cards so I can easily carry it. And it's like a milk crate basket. He sees it, he's like, "What's that?" So it's H.P. Lovecraft. I'm just reading him real quick, and he's like, he looks at the cover, and he goes, "Is this hentai thing I've been talking about your generation?" And I started bursting out laughing so bad, and I felt he laughed at it, and I said no. And I explained it, and he said, "That's right." He's like, "Well," "I'm glad you're into reading because a lot of kids your age aren't." And I was like, "Well, thank you." I
That's
was like, "I know I
great.
bring in a lot of comic, but he's like, at least you're reading, at least you're not on your fucking phone on Twitter or something." That's what he said.
How do you know I might be reading on my phone?
Oh, they know. No, they asked the one time because we go to this church for like a free lunch. We take them, and I'm eating and I'm on my phone. They said, "Are you on?" They're like, "Oh, you're on social media." So no, I'm reading a book. I have a book Kindle app. So I'm reading a book on the go, but I like just the book. We'll talk about books in a later. Our favorite
Mm-hmm.
literature. I got a couple in mind what we could do with that. I mean, we already got one set already like down that I want to do so
Well,
badly.
yeah, because we've discussed that one already.
Yeah, and it's perfect because it's gonna fit the theme of the certain date that we're gonna do it on that it's coming up
Mm-hmm.
to. But yeah, yeah. So old guy at my job thought I was reading hentai
I
because
still
he
think
saw it.
that's great.
I still think it's funny that he knows what hentai is because he's not really technically savant.
Yeah.
Not like they don't even know how to work damn TVs in their room half the time.
Nice.
I mean, they know how to turn it on and off and what channels they like to watch, but like if God forbid,
He was curious.
I think he just does this shit for reactions, just make you laugh. Because literally, if he's off by like 2 numbers in bingo to get the coverall we do, he'll literally look at me and go, shakily point at the numbers just to get a reaction. Monday, he was fucking a hothead because some guy won 12 games in a row.
12
And like,
games? Jeez.
he had a hot card.
Dang.
And he on the 5th or 6th one, he's like, "Who fucking won it, motherfucker?" He's like, "Motherfucker, what's the next number? Tell me what the next number was." He was just
Hacks.
doing it
Yeah,
for.
right.
He was just doing it for a reaction. He just does it for actually make everybody laugh.
The dude was just like, this game's rigged as fuck.
Oh, I've been told I fucking cheat them out of wins. That I'm in collusion with the winners. I said, "Do you see me looking over? Like, I look at your guys' cards when I look up for my book, but I just sit there and read. And when you say bingo, or if you need me, you just say hey, and I see what you want." I just sit there quietly and read while they play bingo because I need their concentration. God damn it. Because before when we did bingo, I just sat there and did nothing for an hour and a half, and then I asked my boss, "Can I read?" She said, "Sure, you can read while doing bingo." Great, because I bring a book to work, so I want to do something. She's like, as long as you're paying attention. I'm like, I'm paying attention because I can read a book and I can listen to music at the same time. It's fucking weird. A lot of people think it's weird. So I think when I play video games, I can listen to a podcast, or even with Vaseline live streams like D&D on Thursdays and Saturdays. I listen to him playing D&D. I don't comment half the time, but I'm listening to it and I'm playing a video game because it keeps me entertained. Definitely check him out on Thursday and Saturday. Boom, just add another plug for your channel. Anyway, this goes on to just me talking about my job. So yeah, again, thank you everybody for listening to the Apollicast. Unfortunately, we got to kick you off the ship, because you're stinking up the place.
Oh my god.
I think somebody put a bashi on the ship, so it stinks. So we need to kick you off. Hopefully, we'll beam you down back to Earth. Hopefully, you'll be back at your houses. If not, it's not our fault. So hopefully next, we'll you can always check on the Discord on the Apollyon Discord tab on your, or whatever it is, under the podcast tab, podcast ideas. Vaseline will post what we're going to talk about, so you guys know what we're going to talk about ahead of time.
I'll try and post it a day or two in advance, like I did this time.
We try to I've been telling Vaseline we're going to try to set the theme of the what our theme is for our episode on the Monday 2 days. It's 2 days before, so usually on that Monday we have dead set. That's what we're doing. And if it changes last minute, we will try to update it as fast as we can. This way, you don't come on and be like, "What the fuck? I thought we were talking about fucking hentai, and now you're talking about pop teen epic." The fuck, man? Fuck this fucking podcast. Fuck this shit, man.
Unfollowed, unsubscribed.
I'm reporting you to Twitch and the YouTubes and Donald Trump. I don't know.
I am trying to avoid politics on this podcast.
I am too. I just did it. I'm thinking more of Celebrity Apprentice.
No, Jet, it is not. I'm pretty sure I'd get banned from Twitch for that.
Yeah, no, we get banned. No, I was just making a joke. No, it's gonna be an anime. Hopefully, it'll be about an anime. Because if we're doing an anime, we're gonna do the mangas too. Because I know when I first was discussing with Vaseline that if we did it just on a manga, we're gonna be talking about the anime and vice versa. So if we do an anime, we're gonna just talk about both the anime and the manga, and possibly if there's any video game adaptations of it, if we know about them. Because it's gonna come up. Like how many rabbit holes we went down to tonight?
Like 6.
So no,
which is
count.
Which is still less than we do on Fox Dead. That's why I don't do topics on Fox Dead anymore.
No, I try to stick with the topic, but usually we do examples like with the film reel and the laser discs. That kind of helps explain it more.
Yeah. But before we get any more off topic, thank you everyone for being here. We appreciate it.
Yes.
Come by tomorrow for D&D. I know Jet will be there because you're in the damn thing. But anyone else watching, feel free to come back. Feel free to hit that follow button. If you want to subscribe to my YouTube, feel free in the social panel below.
Also, if you want to keep up to date with what... Oh, shit. Hold on. My phone unplugged.
Rip.
Yeah. I dropped my phone. If you want to keep up with what Vaseline's going to do on... Not only with me on Wednesdays, like when he does D&D and everything, definitely like the Facebook page, like like him, follow him on Twitter, so you'll know ahead of time what we're going to talk about. Also, if you're very interested, if we're doing a topic you're interested in, hit us up. Maybe we'll put you on the show. Maybe you can be a guest on the show.
It is
I
not
promise.
Bashi related.
It's not Bashi related. Like, we were trying to get a guest for our next podcast episode, but we got to see if they're available. If not, we will think of something else.
I think he'll be there.
Sure.
Oh my god.
But you got the creator, but yes, you sold us. Yep. You've ruined the surprise, Jethro. How do you feel? You've ruined it. Now we're not doing it.
Soiled it. Soiled it.
Yep, you
soiled it.
You ruined it. Now we're not doing it. You ruined it. How do you feel now? Just love how I'm drilling them now. Next Wednesday, of course, with Vaslin and Rockstar, we'll be playing Go Back on Borderlands Precinct. We're really trying to get that wrapped up.
It shouldn't be too many more episodes.
No, we're close to it, and then we'll be back on board. I know the new DLC has come out.
Yes, and I'm looking forward to it.
Me and Vaslin I know I decided it. We talked about it in our last Borderlands episode that I am not going to play the new DLC until I do it on the live stream, so it's fresh and it's something new. Because we've played I think the only thing you haven't played on Borderlands 2 was the Headhunter patch.
Headhunters, yeah.
I did, so I'll know. But with the new DLC, we're going to be going in blind.
Mm-hmm.
Much. I haven't looked anything up online about it. I haven't seen any YouTube.
I haven't either.
A YouTube video mentioning it, I just tell them I'm not interested in looking at it because I want it to just be fresh in my mind, because this will be a perfect segue into when Borderlands 3 comes out. Because it was kind of cool that they put a DLC in. What was it? Almost 8 years after the game was released. Because the game was released in 2011.
Oh yeah, I guess it was. I know Borderlands 1 was 2009, but
yeah.
Again, we're off topic.
We are off topic, but again, like the subscribe to the YouTube page, hit the little bell on your hit the little bell icon so you get notified anytime Vasa puts something up. So this way, if you miss an episode of the podcast and Twitch is just being a bitch for the day and you can't watch it, you can check it on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
It's free. It's fun. We do this podcast just for fun. It's totally fun. Anything we mentioned in the podcast, we're not endorsed by it. We're just fans of it. Not getting paid.
Yeah.
Of course, if they want to pay us, BBC, you have my number, I think. just don't blacklist me like you did the Ninth Doctor. But anyway, that's all I gotta say.
All right. Have a good night, everyone.
Nights.